Hello again. Today we're doing lesson 98 in math. You can, this is when you really do need to have your book open. So open your book to 619 because this has a very important chart in there. So 619, you're really going to need to look at that chart. Maybe even put like a little sticky note or bookmark on that page so you can reference back to it. We're talking about geometric solids. Two-dimensional figures such as triangles, rectangles, and circles are flat shapes that cover an area but do not take up space. They're just flat. They have length and width but not depth. Objects that take up space are things such as cars, basketballs, desks, and houses. People also take up space. Geometric shapes that take up space are called geometric solids. Solids have 3 dimensions. The chart below shows the names of some geometric solids. So it's the chart on 619. Looks like that. And we're just going to go through and look at the different solids together. They make sense. The first one is a cube. It's basically every side is a square, and it has, let's count the sides, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. It has 6 sides like a dice. So that's a cube, but it has to have all square sides. So 6 square sides makes it a cube. It technically is also our next solid, a rectangular prism, because remember, squares are rectangles, but rectangles aren't always squares. So our next one is a rectangular prism, or a rectangular solid. It also has 6 sides, but all the sides are not all squares, or none of them are squares. They have, if you look at it, some of the sides, 4 of the sides are rectangles, and the 2 ends are squares, but still a rectangular solid because not all of the sides are squares. So it's a rectangular prism or a rectangular solid. Our next is a triangular prism. A triangular prism, let's count the sides. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There's 5 sides. The ends are triangles. And then the other 3 sides, so the 2 ends are triangles, and the other 3, the sides like this, and at the bottom are all rectangles or squares. So that's a triangular prism. Next up is a pyramid. A pyramid has a square or rectangular bottom and then triangles that come up out of it, making a pyramid. So it's, it's a flat at the bottom, it's a rectangle or a square, and then triangles that come up and all reach the top, 4 coming up out of each. So that's a pyramid. Next up is a cylinder. A cylinder is like a can of beans or something. It has circular ends and it wraps around in a circle and connects it that way. Next up is a sphere, basically like a ball, like a basketball or a baseball. It's a sphere. A circular object, but it's a sphere because it's not flat. It's 3D. And then a cone. You've all seen cones. You use them in Carline whenever we're at school. It's at a flat bottom, a circular flat, and it all reaches up to connect and to the top. So reference back to that chart to help you remember the names of the different solids. And let's go on to the examples. Example 1 is name each shape. So you're going to talk to me even though I can't hear you. A is a sphere. Good job. B, cube. Very good. C is a cone. Good job. Do you feel like you're on Dora? I hope so. Example 2. What is the shape of a soup can? I just talked to you about that. So it's a cylinder. Good job. Let's look under example 2 for some more information. A flat surface of a solid is called a face. The 2 faces meet at an edge. 3 or more edges meet at a corner called a vertex, plural vertices. The bottom face is called the base. So you have a picture on your page. Be sure to look at that if you need to visualize it. A circular cylinder has one curved surface and two flat circular surfaces. A cone has one curved surface and one flat circular surface. The pointed end of a cone is its apex. A sphere has no flat surfaces. It's all totally round. So A, how many faces does a box have? So imagine a box, a cereal box or an Amazon box. Well, it's a rectangular prism, so it's going to have how many faces? 6. 6 faces. The top, the bottom, left, right, front, and back. How many vertices does a box have? Good. It has 8 vertices. 4 around the top, 4 around the bottom. And how many edges does it have? 12 edges. 4 around the top, 4 around the bottom, and 4 running from top to bottom. So you can look at those and even count them. All right, you don't have to do the lesson activity. I'm not going to include that for you, but you do need to do the lesson practice, which is A through D on page 621. And then I'll double check which problems you're supposed to do today. Today is odd problems, but you're going to skip 27 and do 30 instead. So odd problems, skip 27, do 30. And that is all I have for you today. As always, if you have any questions, let me know. Don't forget to be checking your assignment sheet, which is found in Schoology, every day to make sure you're doing the right stuff.